Okay, what's your name?
Aidan.
Aidan. Okay, and so what brings you here today?
My van was actually stuck.
So you ended up
I ended up being out of,
Okay, and so what are your thoughts about everything?
mad really, what's going on. Don't really know too much about it, I just know that seems like they're just fighting the same thing.
Okay, all right, okay. And so, and obviously they're not fighting for the same thing.
They're not.
So, no. So,
Could you tell me about this then?
okay, yeah, I can. So,
I want to know.
all right, so basically they are pro-Hamas and they are pro-Israel.
Hamas are like ISIS, isn't it?
Yeah, so basically a terrorist group. So on October 7th, Hamas broke into Israel and he killed over 1,500 people, and he basically sent over, I was in Israel on the day when it happened, and he sent over 5,000 rockets to get rid of the Jews, basically. And so Israel have obviously attacked Hamas and gone into Gaza because, you know, any country would. You remember September the 11th when America broke into Israel? Bin Laden broke into America. Okay, well, Hamas did the exact same thing to Israel. So they broke in, killed 1,500 people, kidnapped a 10-month-old baby, raped women, murdered them.
I've seen all the things.
Yeah, so they basically did that. And so these are protesting that the Palestinians be free from the river to the sea. Because in Israel, you have the West Bank, and there's security measures in place. But what people fail to realise is the security measures are there because of terrorism attacks and things like that. Like they hate the Jews, and they get paid money. If they kill the Jews, you see the Palestinians in the West Bank come out and they all party on the streets, and they get paid money by their government. Their families are looked after. So to be what they would call martyred, if to kill a Jew is something that they support that, because they say that the Jews they want the genocide of the Jews, and they shouldn't be there, that it's not their land. But can I ask you, do you believe in God? You do? You're Catholic? Alright, okay. So basically, was you raised Catholic? Alright, okay. And do you go to church?
I used to.
But you're not anymore? Okay.
I've got faith, do you know what I mean? But I don't really...
Okay, well that's a good starting point, because I used to be a Catholic, but I'm not anymore, okay? So, what we're seeing right now is we see Bible prophecy being fulfilled before our very eyes, yeah? Okay, and so what we're seeing is, in the Bible, in the book of Zechariah, it says that in the last days all the nations are going to come against Israel. God is going to make them an immovable rock, and in that day God is going to they're going to look on him who they pierced, and they're going to mourn for him as one mourns for an only son. Okay, and so obviously that's talking about Jesus, yeah? And so we're living in the last days, and what we're seeing is a fulfillment of Bible prophecy where all the nations are coming against Israel, and it's only a matter of time before Jesus is revealed to them as the Jewish Messiah. Now, God promised the children of Israel that he would make a new covenant with them, where he would write his laws in their heart and put them in their mind. He says in that day, you would teach he said in that day, no one would need to teach you saying know the Lord, because you can all know it. So it's about having that personal relationship with him, whereas religion says, oh, you must join our church, be baptized, be a good person, that will get you to heaven. But the Bible says that there's none good, not one. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And so when you put your faith and trust in Jesus for the forgiveness of sin, he himself will change your heart, put his spirit in you, and bring you into relationship with himself. So religion, including Catholicism, is not from God. When you put your trust only in Jesus Christ for the forgiveness of sin, so you admit that you're a sinner in need of a saviour and that you can't save yourself, then Jesus himself will give you a new heart, put his spirit in you, and bring you into relationship with God. So, have you ever read the Bible?
Really? Not really.
Okay.
But like a few times, I don't really know them.
Alright.
School things.
And you grew up here in London?
No, we're in Stevenage.
Stevenage? Okay, and you went to a Catholic school?
Yeah, I went to John Henry.
Okay, and so what about your family? Are they religious?
Yeah, they're Catholic.
Irish Catholic. My nan was an Irish Catholic. And I can only pray the Lord saved her before she passed away, because I used to be in the Catholic Church, and then the Lord opened my eyes. So, I did all the same things. I went to Mass and I sent my children to Catholic school. And then in 2013, short story, I got really, really sick. And so I was unable to do anything for about 3.5 years. And then the Lord healed me in 2017, but he brought me to the end of myself. And it was at that point I called on Jesus from my heart. And when I did that, that's when he saved me. And he gave me a new heart, put his spirit in me, and brought me into a relationship. And he opened the scriptures. And when I read the Bible and I look at what the church teach, they're not the same thing. So, Jesus is the head of his church, not the Pope. Jesus is the rock on which the church is built on, not the Pope. And, but you have to read the scriptures there's so much to it in order for you to see it fully. But I would recommend coming out of the Catholic Church, tell your family, read the Bible, study everything, because they're not from God.
I've got faith, do you know what I mean? Who are you then? What side are you on?
I'm with Israel. Yeah, they're supporting murderers, terrorists.
So obviously, that's not.
Yeah.
I don't want to support them, but.
Yeah.
So. It seems that there's a lot more of them though. You always see the Palestine march.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think this is like Bible prophecy. All the nations come against Israel. So. We're not going to see Israel being the most popular, because this is the Bible, it's in the Bible. So, but even London now is becoming more Islamic all the time. You just see it becoming more and more Islamic every day.
It's a lovely culture. Is Muslim? Is that the same?
You are?
Is Muslim the same?
Yeah, well, Muslims support them because they support the Palestinians, the Arabs. That's what it's like that. So,
I think Muslims are lovely culture.
No, I don't like religion. I love people. I love the Muslims, but I don't like their religion. So, I don't like that which is false. Muhammad lied about Jesus, and he claimed his divine revelation while he was in bed with a 9-year-old. God spoke to him while he was in bed with a child.
Yeah.
Why would you follow a man like that? You wouldn't, would you? And he's supposed to be the example to the world. So. But no, I mean, obviously the Lord brought you here. Maybe he brought you here so that you would hear the gospel. Maybe he's calling you home.
Maybe.
Maybe. Have you been thinking about Jesus lately?
I think. Do you know what I think? I think everything happens for a reason.
Well,
it's a bit bland, but I've got faith, and it's good to have faith in things.
So, can I ask you, how do you get to heaven?
How do I get to heaven? Hopefully, I've done well.
See, that's where you go wrong. No, but it's good. It's good because it gives me something to go with. Okay, so hopefully you've done good.
Well, I don't know, because you do not mean everyone sins as well. So
exactly, and so from that, when you meet God, are you going to be guilty or innocent?
We'll have to find out.
Well, you're going to be guilty, aren't you? Because I'm assuming you've told lies, everybody's lied. I'm assuming that, you've done things in your life that you were not proud of, that we all have. Okay, so then when you meet God, he's going to judge you for all of that sin. Yeah? Right? So then you have one hope, and his name is Jesus.
Yeah, I believe
So
Jesus is my mate, I believe it.
But when you put your trust in Jesus for the forgiveness of sin, okay, so when you come to that realization, you know what, I can't be good enough to get to heaven. So on the day of your judgment, your good deeds are not going to outweigh your bad deeds. God has got to judge you for your bad deeds, and the wages of sin is death. So then when you come to that realization that all your sin was nailed to the cross with Jesus, that Jesus paid for all of your sin, every sin you have ever committed, he paid for it. So it's not about you being good, but it's about you putting your faith and your trust in Jesus Christ for the forgiveness of sin. So, but that's my point. So it's not about, so you have to come to that realization, okay, because everybody believes Jesus died for the sins of the whole world, but, you know, most people, but then they don't really accept that it's not in their heads or their hearts that Jesus paid for their sin personally. When you come to that realization that he paid for my sin, that's salvation for you, okay? Because when you start thinking that you can be good enough to get to heaven and you literally surrender that to Jesus and you say, okay, Lord, I can't be good enough, but I put my trust in what you did, he'll save you, he'll get you to heaven. You know, it'll be through his work, not your own, okay? All right, have you got a Bible?
Probably did years ago.
There's the Gospel of John.
Alright, so
Okay, all right, read
my
it.
name is actually after a saint. My name's Aidan. It's the same name.
Aidan.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right, nice to meet you. All right, God bless. Okay. This is it right now. I think I'll just leave this for a minute.